Okay. There we go. I had some trouble connecting. How y'all doing? What's going on? We are, we're here. We're here for a feedback stream. It's been a few weeks since I've streamed, period. I'm sorry about that. I have a lot of stuff going on. What's up, y'all? I'm just pulling in our responses here. I'm just gonna chill while I get this set up. Yeah, I actually remember to hit the start streaming button. So, I was streaming in the Quick Start Music Discord earlier for all my QSM members. And, I just straight up forgot to hit start streaming for a lot of them, which was embarrassing. I was talking to literally no one for about 20 minutes. That's okay, Salty Fox. Yeah, Salty Fox snuck in because I was... Salty Fox and Coffee and Awe all snuck in because I accidentally, like, broadcast the unlisted link to my Discord. Silly. But we're here. So I am pulling in all of y'all's responses. Let's see how many submissions we got. I feel like we got a lot. We got a good number. We got about 80 or 90 submissions. I'm excited. I think we're going to get through most of them. But, I'm just pulling like a random order here for y'all. All right, let's jump in. Great title right off the bat. We've got, how was my day? Thank you, Frostbite Crown. It's been pretty good. I was streaming, let's hang for a bit while I finish getting this perfectly set up and stuff. 2OP. Okay, cool. That's right, you DM'd me yours, right? Because you, like, there was an overlap in your membership, so let me pull yours in too, so I don't forget about that. Is that the case, right? I forget. Yes, there we go. Cool. So I'll make sure we use that one instead for you. Banana Orange, what do I do for a living? I do this, believe it or not. YouTube is my job, which is crazy. And I've been full-time on here for about a year and a half now, actually. It's really exciting. Am I allowed to say who the Doors guest is? Let's see if y'all can figure it out. I've already like technically leaked that information. I do have a very silly job, I agree. Let's see if you can work it out by... I'm just pulling up the folder with the vocals in it. So this is, I gotta switch to, whoop. So here's the vocalist on it. Anybody know an Igor by chance? Was that not my face? Whose face was that on the... Why is it? Who is that? What's happening? Why does that? Why does this scene have a different my face? That's very upsetting. What's happening? The only thing in there is my camera. What? Oh God. We have an alternate situation, folks. Intruder alert. That's Igor. No, anybody know a nerdcore artist whose first name is Igor? Have I seen the new Mandela? I haven't seen the remade version of episode 1. No, I've been meaning to sit down and watch it. Anyway, it's Try Hard Ninja. The guest on the Doors song is Try Hard Ninja. It's very exciting. Do you want to hear? You want to hear like a little smidge of the song? I was streaming the mixing of it on the Quick Start Music server all day. We got like really in depth with mixing it, but I can show you all like a little bit of his guest part on that. I don't want to leak the whole thing though. Will I make more metal covers of Friday Night Funkin' songs? I will not, Sophia. That ship has sailed. Yeah, I gotta check out the remake. I'm working on a new Mandela song, actually. Dean tries not to leak Challenge Impossible. It's my song, I can leak it. Yeah, I've had a little sketch for a new Mandela song sitting around for a few weeks. But I think I don't know, we'll see. I might do a Pizza Tower song first, since that still seems to be hot. That could be fun. But first, this Doors song has to come out. Madness Combat song when if Madness like really comes back into the forefront of the public eye, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know about the Pizza Tower thing. I'm probably gonna do Mandela, but if Pizza Tower is still like really hot, I'll consider it. Okay, here, check it out. Let's It's probably gonna be crazy loud. I'm gonna pull this back.
Inside the hall. Oh no, there's panic to deceive you. Static follows you until you fall. Inside all of your running.
Okay, we're not gonna leak any more than that, but that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. That's not even mixed yet. We spent maybe 2 hours mixing that today, so that's gonna be hot. I'm excited. But let's do some feedbacking. We're going to start with BASW. I got to get this set up so I can actually type everybody's names on screen. BASW with mutilated lips. Here we go. Is this raining blood? Chun, chun, chun. This is really cool orchestration. I like this. Oh. such cool, like, composition going on here. Okay, so cool vibe-wise, like really just like explosions. People are saying like Calamity music. Yeah, Calamity's a Terraria mod, right? Coffee Lemon, thank you for joining Guitar Nerd. You rock. Yeah, there's definitely some weird notes going on, as Tarcero said. Why does chat do this? I don't understand. But listen to this first guitar note. It is really it's a weird note that I don't agree with, I'll say. Listen to this first note here. Like, this orchestration's gorgeous, but when that guitar kicks in, now, I can't say I don't like what you're doing at all, because there is something cool you're doing. And I'm bringing up a piano now so we can hear it. Just so I can, like, talk through it with notes. Yeah, so here's what we have. And you resolve it. You resolve it in the coolest way. I like that. It's just this first note. You have an F sharp over an F minor chord. So, like, the resolution of it is kind of cool. I just think it's a bold choice hanging on that off note for that long. That's all that's going on here. I'm conflicted on it, because I want to say I really like the dissonance you create and how you release it, how you resolve that dissonance. I just think it's a little much. That's all. It's good though. I want to see where else this goes. Oh, beautiful. This is all beautiful. This is cool. This is so cool. I feel like I feel like we moved into a new section. We're getting dancy. Yeah, oh, it's cool. I mean, we could talk about mixing things in here, like there's some murkiness in the drums a little bit, but it's so cool. This guitar writing is insane. I love it. Crazy. This is the longest solo ever, you're right. Yeah, I mean, it's so sick. I would say, I think it would benefit you to look at some, like, really look at some classic symphonic metal and, like, symphonic death metal and stuff, to look at how you would approach mixing this kind of stuff. Because right now, you've got a beautiful orchestra. Oh, those chimes. Man, some of those chromatic guitar notes aren't working, I'll be honest. So, your drums are too big to fit in this mix right now. That's what I'll say. Beautiful composition. It's so cool, so cool. I think you need to listen to some, like, and this is something I tweeted about earlier today, that people don't listen to enough well-produced music. You probably don't listen to enough well-produced music. I find a lot of my audience fits into that. Like, do you listen to stuff on, like, the Spotify top charts? Do you listen to stuff on the radio right now? How much major label stuff are you listening to? Or are you, listening to mod songs from, whether it's Calamity stuff or Friday Night Funkin'? Are you listening to Vocaloid music and other, like, really underground stuff that you'll find on a YouTube channel or anything? If that's all you're listening to, I love that you're seeking out stuff that fits your tastes, and that's fantastic. But I'm not saying that, Blue Nebula. I know, but it's not major label. It's just not. Like, it's not the same thing. It hasn't been mastered by a top-tier mastering engineer. It hasn't been mixed by a top-tier mixing engineer. It may be great, but it's not major label. And that is a like different standard and budget and time level that none of us have access to. I'm not saying my stuff's at that level, but I listen to that stuff so I can strive toward it. So I highly recommend just introducing some of that into your listening. And it can be in your genre. Just find something that's actually at the like top echelon of production tier. And the Calamity guy, exactly, does listen to that stuff too. Like, he's not just listening to other mod music. He's listening to, as far as symphonic metal stuff goes, like Dimmu Borgir and Camelot. Like, is that the name of the band? Or is that Katie Scary's band? No, yeah. There's just so much, like, power metal. I think I opened for Camelot once. That's what I'm thinking of them. Yeah, and Polyphia, Periphery, Powerwall, totally. Like, that's great. Symphony X, yeah. Symphony X is great. Their earlier stuff is kind of weird and janky mixing wise, but being able to, like, just experiencing a wider breadth of music that has had a budget behind it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the music you're listening to is bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, listen to what something produced in $1 million studio sounds like so you can aim for that level of quality while making the music you care about. That's all. DA games to LSE to In Flames to Pendulum. Yeah, so, like, DA games and me are not major label things. And, like, I love DA games, but neither of us are having our stuff mastered by, friggin' Bob Rock or anything. He's a mixing guy, is he? I forget. We're not sending our stuff to Erwin Hamidovich to get mastered or to Chris Lord-Alge to get mixed. But I highly recommend listening to some stuff. And so, Lord BASW, this is what I can recommend for you is, I don't know why I put your name as just BASW in all caps. Like, what am I doing? This is your name. I'm sorry. Listen to some symphonic metal from some, like, major label stuff. Just literally go look up playlists and find the biggest stuff you can. Listen to how that stuff is mixed and try to aim in more in that direction. I think you'll find the drums can occupy a little bit less space because there's so much going on in the orchestra, and you want that orchestra to be your focal point. You don't want these huge drums taking up their space. That's my recommendation. Next up, we got Caden. Okay. I'll be honest, all I can hear is vocals. Yeah, so there's a few things going on here. This is going to be a pretty quick roast because these are both like game breakers for me. One, I can't hear anything but the vocals. Your instrumental's super quiet. Two, your instrumental, everything is panned center. So I talk about this a lot in my Quick Start Music course, which I meant to have a banner on screen for that or something. Hang on, I'm going to add text on screen right now because I need to shill my stupid course. No, but really, this is like... this is really the distillation of everything I know about music. And so really go here. I'm just going to put it on my head or here. That feels good. This feels good. Okay. Anyway, this is something I talk about in Quick Start Music, which is, yeah, and submissions are closed. I'm going to put that in the pinned. Okay. Everything is panned dead center in your mix. The guy in the back is doing because there's 6 people in front of him, right? Stream lagging? Looks like it's okay now. Stream's back? Okay. Looks like we're okay. Looks like we're okay. So, what was I saying? Yeah. You didn't hear what I said because like, okay, we'll talk again then. So, imagine you are shooting a movie and you ask all your actors to stand in a line in front of each other. That is what's going on here. All your instruments are standing in a line in the middle of your shot. And that's fine for whoever's in front, but now you can't tell what the guy in the back is doing. You have no idea because you just heard 6 guys in the back. Damn it. Yeah, you need to use the whole frame of the camera, right? So spread your actors out across it. Have one guy on this side talking to the person on this side. You want to do that. Why does your chin look like that? That's not a nice question to ask someone. So that's my first problem with this on a mixing level. Thank you. Now I'm self-conscious about my chin. It does look weirdly defined. I think that's my beard you're seeing. I don't know. Is it a lighting thing? Now you all are making me question my chin. I think it was maybe a lighting thing, casting shadows down because my lights were above me. Anyway. Here's the other thing. Is just you need to watch my How to Make Music for Friday Night Funkin' video. That's it. There's nothing interesting going on in terms of chord progressions for things to work with, so you're forced to just rehash the same melody over and over again. That's all you have to work with. You're not giving yourself anything to latch onto in terms of composition. Yeah, that's the most I'll say on that. Except we got Alex Ojeda. With a song called Garage Band. Or Garage Band. This is cool. This is cool. It's got good vibes. This is fun. This is very happy. This is adorable. I love it. Okay, I'm going to point out one thing. So I noticed one of the instruments you're using has an interval built into it. So this is like your main thing, right? This. Right? That. Except one of the instruments you're using, instead of just playing one note, it actually plays 2. And so what we actually end up hearing... Thank you, Tarcero. Why does your chin doesn't look like that? What we actually end up hearing is... Or like... Whatever it is, it's an interval happening. Yeah, this is what it is. Okay, so we're hearing this. So while you've written this cool bass line, we're getting this extra note that is not in key. It's not in what you're writing. So you need to be really careful with anything that plays chords or multiple notes when you write them. And sometimes this can be like if it's a bell sound that you're playing really low, it'll sound like there's an extra note being played up higher. Like you could play and you'll hear, which is weird. So be careful about that. Otherwise, this is a good vibe. I love it. Vibe change? These are cool chords. What's happening? This is fun. I love it. This is very fun. Just be careful with those, with whatever bass instrument you're using there. Oh, Power Fresh. Yeah, yo. Working on a Gemini song. Let's hear it. I'm psyched. This sounds so much like the Mandela song I'm working on. You have no idea. This is sick. Oh, that chord change. Yeah, you're killing it. I love it. What I can say is, I wonder if you're going to have problems fitting vocals into this mix. That's the only thing I'll say. This is a very dense arrangement. It's sick. But there's so much going on in it. I can hear these beautiful synths covering every inch of the spectrum, and that's a lot. Just something to consider. That is so sick, though. Okay, I need to... I'm going to show you like 2 seconds of the Mandela song I'm working on because it's so funny to me how close it is. And I haven't shown any... I showed Manny this, I think, and maybe a few other people in the smallest Discord ever, but like... like, it's the same ascending notes and everything. That's so funny. Ooh, Tori's gonna bring me cookies. Anyway, awesome job, Power Fresh. That's sick. I'm not changing mine. Oh, cookies. Thank you, babe. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Has everyone subscribed to the Tori and Dean channel? Dean and Tori? I forget what we're calling it. I'm putting the link in the description below. Everyone go sub if you haven't yet. That is sick, Power Fresh. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. This next one's from Vani Tunes. Tinu, thank you for being a member for 3 months. I have managed to literally consume zero Pizza Tower media. I have no idea what the soundtrack is like. I have no idea what the game is like. I know nothing about this freaking game. I'm going to play it on stream sometime, maybe this weekend, maybe like Friday or something. But I literally haven't heard anything about it yet, and I'm so sorry. This song is called Starter Song 2 by Vani. I'd love to hear the vocals a little more forward. You've got good arrangement here. I wish I could hear the vocals more clearly. I love that you changed it up here. You dropped it down. We've got sections to this song. This is good. I hear the Sonic reference. Not bad. I could say what I'd love to hear is a new chord progression at some point. I love that you're bringing up and down the intensity section to section here, but I want to hear a new chord progression at some point. We're just hanging around in the Andalusian cadence over and over again. We gotta go somewhere else. I'm just gonna skip around and see if we go anywhere else. Yeah, so like when you're hanging around on one chord progression, it's fine. But what if and now you go back? Right? We get some movement in there. It's a whole lot better. Did I just do the never gonna give you up thing at the start of the piano? No, that's just the chord progression. I mean, that is like the first two notes of the... It's a fantastic song. Like, Never Gonna Give You Up is such a well-written song. Someone asked what kind of cookies these are. These are sugar cookies with like a cheesecake filling. It's my wife's special recipe, and they're amazing. Next up, we got Flames by Frisky Was Taken. Ooh. boyfriend's a little loud. This is... Yo, Norby. Taco Talk. Thank you so much, Norby. Oh my god. Thank you. You're amazing. Gifted 10 subs. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. I love this bass line. The only thing I'm not, like, clear on is whether it actually agrees with everything else in the song. Like, oh, I rolled over my own headphone cord. There we go. Sorry. Thank you again, Norby. Thank you so much, man. I don't know if all these, like, I love the texture you've created here, Frisky, but the chords themselves, I don't know if every note's agreeing with each other. I feel like maybe you picked some chords that, like, sounded cool to you in a like, you wrote the piano part and it sounded cool, and then you wrote a bass line that sounded cool. But did you write this with a chord progression in mind, start to finish? And that's what it feels like it's missing to me. But the texture you created, the vibe is so cool. Like, your rhythmic sensibility is spot on. Your sound design and your, like, structure and arrangement is so sick. And now it's just time to, like, really think about chord progressions and melodies and like, probably learn a little bit of music theory if you haven't yet. That would be my next move here. Really, really sick stuff, Frisky. I love it. Cool. Salty Fox, of course you can draw. You draw LSE. I know where we're going. This song is called Sandbag Underman by Miles Orsini. Or sorry, by... Sorry, the file said that. Or by Xylex. I love the Barry sax. Okay, we're just vibing on this one loop. That's cool. Where'd it go? It's just stopped. It crashed my player. That usually happens with 2 OPs mixes for some reason. Okay, this is a fun vibe. Like, this is fun. Solid motif. I would love to hear it in the context of a larger song. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know the Sands song. The what is it? Oh, I know that. Don't worry. I know the Undertale soundtrack. I'm missing some soundtracks, but I know the Undertale soundtrack. I could play you that whole thing start to finish from memory. Don't worry. This is Music Box by Mr. Jam Dude. This is a cool vibe. Manny. Organ, that's fun. Sounds good, Manny. Cool. So this is cool. I couldn't really hear the bass much. It felt like it was very, very low pitched and frankly mixed pretty far back too. Nix, what's up? Nix the Shields are here. Nice. So this is one of those things that feels like we picked some instruments. We picked kind of a general vibe. We decided on a progression of the course of it. You know, organ's going to come in later on it. But to me, the intention of it doesn't feel like it's fully developed. It feels like we got, like, I'm going to write a bell part. I'm going to write a bass part. I'm going to write a drum part. And the whole thing, it's not quite more than the sum of its parts. Like I usually want a song to be, you know? I played the Sand song and summoned Nix the Shield. You're right. Let's get DA games in here. Right? Now let's get Stupendium. So yeah, Nix, the way these go, I leave a link up for people to submit stuff in my server. It just leads to a Google Forms where they can upload stuff. And then I just pull those up and just kind of go through them and take a listen, give feedback. Next up, we have a song called God Plane by Salamander. I hope I got the correct number of L's and R's in that. Demonic Dominic. I actually do have a hardcore song on the next week of Longest Solo Ever. Nix, I would let you skip the line if you wanted. Whenever we have celebrity, like Ardolph will show up in here sometimes and he'll sneak by. So we got a Shaggy song here. Lopo, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. This is cool. This is like some fun stuff going on in here. This does suffer from what I call baseline-itis. I just came up with that term now. It's when you don't know how to write a bass line, so you just copy your melody into the bass line. That is what's going on here. I'd love to hear a chord progression driving these melodies, giving you a reason to write these melodies. Because otherwise you just end up meandering around the scale. Nix, I would love to hear that, absolutely. When you don't have chord progression to give you a reason to write a melody, you end up just meandering the scale, and it's tricky. The song isn't loading for me anymore. Come on. Rose, no, we have not gotten to you yet. You've got cool stuff in here. Really cool stuff in here. It just feels like it's all hanging around those same notes. The we're just really just hanging on that for like 3 minutes straight. And I'd love to hear a different tonal center for a minute. Get some chord progressions going. I want to see what Nix's Shield sent me. Let's take a listen. This is beautiful. Oh. Are these live acoustic guitars? Did you record live acoustic? Ah. What drum kit is this? Sounds great. This drum part reminds you listen to the Deer Hunter at all? Because you're nailing it if you do. Ooh, there's vocals. I thought I heard a harmony in there for a second. I would love harmonies here. Get in there, double the harmony out to the sides, really fill in that space. Oh, it'd be so nice. Is this synth B, or is this a live singer? This is synth B, right? It's getting so good I can't tell, legit. It sounds so good. Nix, have you ever listened to The Deer Hunter? Because, like, if not, you would love it if you're making this kind of stuff. I'll send over some stuff you should listen to. Yeah, oh man. It's like, it's just this kind of like dreamy prog rock. Flip does stuff. Thank you for joining. Oh yeah. The band is called The Deer Hunter, and the song I'd recommend listening to is the song What It Means to Be Alone. I'm just dropping it in chat right now. Ah, the solo. This is beautiful. Oh, that ending. Yeah, man, this is perfect. I love it. Like, if I had literally any criticism, and I know you're still working on this, so this probably isn't even, like, a thing that wouldn't get fixed, but, like, the vocals are just, like, a hair loud, but it sounds amazing, dude. Those acoustics are so clean. Like, what are you miking it with? What are you recording the guitar with? Do you hear how these guitars are double tracked and then panned out to the sides? That's why they sound so nice and wide. They're in both your ears. TLM 103, nice Neumann mic. I love it. I ought to pick one of those up. That's nice. Cool. Sounds fantastic, man. I love it. back into our regularly scheduled listening. Thank you for sharing that with us, man. That was fantastic. And oh man, the harmonies would just like elevate that to just like absolute, just a whole nother world. I can't wait. Like I said, double them out, pan them to the sides, right alongside your guitars, and it'll just like lift those vocals up. Oh, can't wait. Can't wait to hear that. Cool. Next up, we got Chase Music by One Piece of BBQ. This is fun. This is Chase Music. They're not wrong. Sounds like a Donkey Kong Country minecart level. Yes. I'm waiting for it to resolve somewhere. We going somewhere? I want to hear it right here. Okay, we got to change. That's cool. I thought it was going to kick in more, but this is cool. Okay, then in that case, I think our drums are mixed. It's hard to say. There's not enough, like, kick in the drums. There's not enough punch. Yeah. And that could mean making more space for those drums by cutting out some frequencies from other things. But I think it means bringing in some really heavy-hitting, like, big drum samples. It sounds like maybe you're over-compressing the drum samples. I think that's what's happening. We're losing all the initial attack, the transient information of them. That's what's preventing these drums from hitting. But like compositionally, this is so sick. I love it. This is really, really cool. Arranging-wise, those horns, everything's huge. It is just the mixing that is, I think, like, only thing keeping this from being a 10 out of 10 right now. Sick. Sick composition. I love it. Nice job, One Piece of BBQ. Next up, we got... we have the words "the instrumental guy" 4 times in this, so I'm just going to say it's the instrumental guy. It's possible that's both the title and or the artist. I don't know. We'll see. Sounds like a synclavier. It's one of my favorite synthesizers. It's like big, digital, crazy sound. Oh, it's just like really... This is sick. This is really sick. Those synths? If anything, I could say I'd love to hear that bass deeper. Double it up with like a real deep sine wave synth bass or something. Because you got this killer beat in here, and I need that bass line just bouncing. And it's just kind of like stuck up here hanging in the middle of the track. I need it all around the underside of this. Yeah, you just need more bass in your bass. That's it. And I would take the low frequencies out of that big, like, gorgeous piano you have. Once the song kicks in, that needs to not have any low frequencies, so your actual bass line can have bass frequencies. That's what I'm feeling, at least. This is so sick, though. I want to know what the melody you're putting over this sounds like. This sounds like dark Eurobeat. You're not wrong, Manny. As played through a Sega Genesis. Hell yeah. Yeah, I love that there's more than just Sega sounds in there. Like, it's in there to give you the flavor of it, but it's mostly, like, high-quality sounds, and that's really cool. I like it. I like it. That was sick. Cool piano stuff. That's fun. That's very fun. This one's... Oh, this is Victini. What's up? Let's take a listen. Use the Wario Land 4 sound font for this. You want it to feel pizza towery. Yeah, should be fine. I feel like the main melody could be stronger. You'd like feedback on the choices of instruments and ideas for other parts of the song. Okay, cool. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. Good bass line. That's fun. I like it. Cool. That seems like the entirety of what we got here. You got, I mean... Yeah, you're putting ideas together. This does fall into the same situation of you've got everybody standing in a single line right in the center of your frame. That's no way to make a movie, right? Spread your actors out a little bit. Use the full space. Sounds solid, man. I know you're just starting out, and then it's a really solid start. I like it. Keep at it. Remake some songs you hear. You keep going. That's okay. It's just advice for next time, Victini. You keep mixing. Sounds good. This is the instrumental of a song called Stupidity. And it's by Sir Dahl. The Pizza Tower music has panned kick drums? That's a sin. Now I'm not playing the game. We got some cool piano here. Ezio's family. Right, I gotta remember this is an instrumental. There's gonna be vocals over top of this. So, here's something that's tricky about working with piano libraries. Do you notice anything about where the notes are panned? If you're listening to this? This is recorded the way you would often record a real piano, which is like you take two microphones and you stick them over top of the piano, one on the left side, which is where all the low strings are, and one on the right side where all the high strings are. And when you do that, you get low notes on the left side of your mix and high notes on the right side of your mix. So I'll usually go for sample libraries that use miking arrangements that don't do that, because I don't want that. I don't want all my low frequencies on one side. That's a weird, unbalanced mix. And that's the only criticism I have of this right now, is it feels like my whole head is leaning to the left because all my low frequencies are in that ear. And that's tricky. Yeah, Piano Tech's cool. Piano V by Arturia has multiple mic positions. I'm pretty sure a lot of the Native Instruments ones do too. I have the Grandeur up right now, actually. Let me see. Space Dust, thank you for joining. This is so sick. I love like the composition in it, and that's literally my only criticism. Most orchestral pianos just fall apart in mono. They're extremely focused on being cinematic. Yeah. I mean, like, it's tricky, and it does come down to like that compromise of like, where is it putting the notes? and so for a lot of stuff, I use Piano V a lot lately, actually, more than anything else, because it lets me do those alternate miking arrangements where the sound is still spread out and it still feels wide, but it's not based on just the notes. But sounding sick, Sergio. I love it. I want to make sure I'm not skipping anybody. I feel like I've got this. Okay, cool. Next up is Mutated Potato. With Confrontation.
Finally, a new toy to play with.
Yo.
Let's see how long before this one breaks.
Okay, cool. This is fun. Okay, we've got a real imbalance between your vocals. Your boyfriend voice is so loud and your other voice is so quiet. Compositionally, this is cool. This is really cool. Mixing is what's holding this back right now. Okay, and this is actually what you wrote in the notes. You said, I haven't mixed it yet, and honestly, I really don't know how I should go about doing that. It peaks at like 4 dB. There's so many elements in the song that mixing it is a pain. Yeah, so here's my advice about that. For one, head to quickstartmusic.com, grab the 7-day trial, and watch through as much of elemental mixing as you can in those 7 days. It will help. But beyond that, I would watch specifically my EQ video on the Quick Start Music channel. It's called like You're Using EQ Wrong or something. And I talk about using EQ to basically think of your mix like a bunch of puzzle pieces that have not been cut yet. And you've got to use an EQ to cut out those shapes and make them fit together. Because otherwise you're just going to be pushing and pushing on this puzzle and it's not going to fit together. So an EQ is going to help you shave off pieces of this and get things to where they need to be. And that is your biggest... That's the only thing holding this track back right now, is that nothing is fitting together. You've got an instrumental with so much mid-range in it that there's no room for the vocals to fit on. And I bet when you solo your instrumental, it sounds sick, right? If you mute your vocals, like it probably sounds cool. And that's because you probably mixed your instrumental first and then threw the vocals on after. And that is, I talk about this in the course a lot, that's like if you were packing a moving van and you got everything perfectly situated. You got your whole instrumental in there, and it's gorgeous. It's like a Tetris board. It's perfect. And then you find 20 more boxes in the living room that you have to fit in there. That's your vocals, and they're the most important boxes. That's a problem. So you need to mix in order of priority. For me, that usually means mixing just my vocals and drums first. I mute everything but vocals and drums and mix just those two. Then I bring in the guitars, and I get that sitting nicely with the rest of them. Then I'll bring in bass, and then everything else. That was the loudest airplane going over my house. That was weird. Victini, those are metaphors, not euphemisms. A euphemism is when you say one thing, but mean another because you're trying not to say something you shouldn't say right now. If you know what I mean. So, no, I'm just teasing. But yeah, definitely watch the EQ video on my Quick Start Music channel. And if you can, head to quickstartmusic.com. And like I said, 7-day free trial. You will not get charged as long as you cancel before 7 days. And just like burn through elemental mixing, I give you permission to abuse the free trial and watch as much of it as you can. I think it will help. Next up is Eternal Damnation. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say, Mutated Potato, get a compressor on that spoken word line. The ha 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 ha, finally another toy to play with. That thing, that needs to be leveled the heck out because parts of that were super loud and parts of it were really quiet and we're getting lost under the mix. So just cram a compressor with a fast attack and a fast release on it and a high ratio, and you will have a much better time with that. Okay. Eternal Damnation. Oh wait, that's the name of the song, I'm sorry. This is, and I do not mean this in any mean way, this is like hurting my head. There's something weird phase-wise going on in this mix. It's like everything up in the high mids is just swirling around. And like there's no bottom end holding it up. So it's like seeing a skyscraper where the first 10 floors are just missing. They're like being held up by wires. And it feels really uneasy and bizarre. I'm just listening again. I'm going to turn it down a little. These are cool chords. I like this. Okay, it's that it's so wide. You've got like some effect on it widening the vocals, and it's just like it's turning it into like, have you ever seen those pictures that show you what a migraine looks like, where it's like the weird checkerboard like optical illusion pattern that gives you a headache when you look at it? It's the auditory equivalent of that, and I mean no shade towards your music. Just don't use this widening effect on this vocal, I beg of you. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say about this. It's this kind of music is hard to give advice on because a lot of the things that make it fundamentally what it is are like also counter to what I would often recommend doing. I am trying so hard to avoid saying I'm trying so hard to avoid giving advice that would cause you to make music you don't like. But I would strongly recommend watching my mixing videos at the very least. And you can write it the way you want it, but on a mixing level, you want people to hear what you're making. So yeah, this is not the most egregious, like, Dave and Bambi kind of thing I've heard. But it's just, I would not do some of the things you did in this mix, especially whatever widening you're doing. I think it should be cleaner and less echoey. That's my recommendation. That's my number one recommendation. Is all that reverb and echo and widening is just causing it to smear in a way that makes it hard to hear anything you're doing. That's what I'm feeling on this. This next one is All for One by Code Red. Is it My Hero Academia one? Is your chromatic out of tune? I feel like you've got cool concepts here. Okay, yeah, your chromatic's out of tune. How do you not hear that? I'm sorry. Like, it's... I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said... It's just like, when it's that out of tune, like, the surest test you can do is play a C on your boyfriend chromatic and play a C on your character's chromatic. And they should be the same note. If you hear, like... It's such an instant game over for your song. It's the most important thing you can get right out of the gate. I highly recommend. And I'm sorry. The reason I was so surprised is because there was, like, good composition going on in there. I can tell you have a good ear for this stuff, and that is such an immediate thing. It's just like a bomb going off in the boat. It's gonna sink because that happened. It's definitely like so. And if you feel like you don't have the ear for tuning it, for one, work on that for sure. It's a skill you can develop if you go to Theoria. I'm just gonna link this in chat. If you go to Theoria, you can build your ear. Just like watch ear training videos on YouTube. I have an ear training course coming in a couple months on Quick Start Music. Like, you want to have this skill down because it's super important. But if you don't have it down yet, grab a tuner plugin. Like, every DAW has a tuner built into it somewhere. And just, like, literally play, or even, like, get an app on your phone, a free tuner app, and just play a C on one of them and play a C on another of them and adjust it until they both say C. And that's it. I cannot stress enough how much that's an important thing to do, because there's other cool stuff in here. Like, I lost you. Here we go. This is it. You've got cool composition stuff happening in here. It's just broken by that chromatic being out of tune. I'm gonna keep listening and look past that. Yeah, it's not no, because I don't think it's that it's out of key. I don't think it's out of... I mean, other elements are out of key on occasion, but I really think it's primarily the chromatic. And there's a difference between, like... I know I'm always like using way too many analogies, but there's a difference between, like, shooting a movie and writing a script where the characters say things that don't always make sense, but it's like overall, like, you wrote a script and shot a movie. And then there's writing a movie where the character, like, you shoot the whole movie where one character is standing 5 feet off screen the whole time by accident because you didn't line up the camera. That's what's going on here. It's perfectly fine. You just have the camera pointed in the wrong direction. You have things set up slightly wrong. That's all. Flip does stuff. You should get it pretty quickly. You need to connect your Discord account to YouTube using settings connections in Discord. But Code Red, like, you are on the right track. Just make sure you always double check that, because that's so important. But it's sounding good. Next up, we got Seiji with Lament of a Prisoner. Yes, it is randomized, Salty. It's good vibes. I think vocals might be a little loud, but it's good vibes. That was a cool transition. I'd love to hear more of the track. The vocals are loud. Because I can tell there's cool stuff going on back there. Something else I'm noticing? Not one instrument is taking a rest at any point. The only rest we get is the vocals switching back and forth. Everything is constantly going. Even that instrument in the back. Right? It's just constantly da 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 da. That's my only beef compositionally here, is you are not adding space anywhere. You're not leaving any space here. So you've got cool rhythms going on when you play faster stuff. But as far as the actual stuff going, it feels very homogenous. I'd love to hear a little more differentiating stuff in here. And yeah, there's a lot of reverb on the vocals, and it's real loud. I'd bring him back a little bit. Did he just play Asgore? I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm just noodling. We've got a Left Unchecked remix from You're a Silly Goose. Awesome, Seiji. Yeah, definitely improved. That's great. Those kicks are very present. This feels very centered, this mix. I'd love to hear a little more width and things. Everything's right in the middle of the stereo field. Sounds sick though. Like I like what you're doing. The vocals, yeah. Is somebody saying that? Is that Utao? based. I don't know about that because Utao it really like it really can't react that quickly to notes. So maybe it's a different chromatic, but I don't know if it was made in Utao. Yeah, exactly. It's not. Hey, what's up, Goose? Yeah, sounding good. I would definitely mix that in a way that spreads stuff out on the stereo field, though, right? You made an FL Mobile. That's crazy. Good job. Next up, we have Dark Void. By the Cat God. Some like sounds like some corruption stuff here. Track is quiet. I like the composition. The track is quiet. I can't really give any specific feedback on it. Yeah, I would say what I can hear back there is I hear maybe some guitars and drums. Yeah, so you definitely got to bring those up or bring your vocals down. I'm going to recommend listening to some metal with orchestral elements in it. I mean, you can listen to, maybe not even with orchestral elements, just like big sounding metal stuff. I mean, a lot of like Avenged Sevenfold might be good to listen to for this stuff, especially around the self-titled album, the White Album stuff. You just want more presence in your instrumental, you know? It's quiet to avoid peaking. Yeah, then you need to get compressors and limiters involved. Yeah, Doom is not what I would recommend. This doesn't sound anything like Doom Eternal. Doom, I wouldn't recommend referencing the Doom soundtrack for this at all. But like some Avenged Sevenfold, maybe some Metallica, for sure on this. Dream Theater maybe. We got Lego Godzilla with Bar Fight. Okay. This is the night of the loud vocals, people. I'd love to hear some instrumental. Okay. This is sick. It's like almost electro swing. This is sick. I like it. Hey, thank you, Tarcero. Sweet. I'll hook it up, Tarcero. Okay. So here's my big advice on making like this kind of stuff, electro swing type of stuff. You have to make it so clear when your notes start and end, or it's gonna be like a sludgy kind of swooshy washy mess. I'm not calling this a mess, but like it's hard to tell where notes begin and end. Listen to this right here. When the horns come in, it's very hard to hear like the onset of the notes. And they don't agree with each other between the horns and the organ. So your horns, you hear how there's a little delay on when the horns hit as compared with that bass synth? Like you have one playing the, and then the other, and we end up with like it's this delayed echo thing. So really take care with how your instruments fit together. If you have to like literally nudge one ahead of time so it lines up with it, if you have to bounce it to audio and then trim it down so your onsets and ending of notes like line up perfectly with the most defined sound you have, which sounds like it's that synth bass, that could be good. If you want to have a kick drum hit right on time with the bum 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 ba da in it, just to keep that tempo clear right from the beginning, that could be cool. But it's sounding sick. Like I like the composition you have here, and just turn down the vocals a little bit. They're still loud. This is a Frostbite Clown. You're up. This is a remix of Last Reel. It's like marching snare drum. Excuse me. This is cool. Okay, you're doing cool stuff here. I can tell you're working with, is this the Muse score sound font? It sounds kind of like, it's hard to say. Most importantly, I do want to point out, you are getting one note wrong. And I know this mostly because I spent like a week transcribing this song back in the day. But I'm hearing, right? And what's really important about this song is this one chromatic note, this A sharp. So we have E, E, B, E, A sharp, B. So we get how does this go? Shoot. Oh yeah, but it's really that like that tritone in there that's super important. Cool arrangement on this though, really. Okay, so you asked how can you make this sound more orchestrated and less like MIDI, less simulated. And the biggest thing, like we'll discount samples for a second, because like obviously, having like a huge high-end sample library would change how this sounds. I don't want to like give answers that mean spend more money. Like that's not helpful. What we can say is you should learn. I don't know how much you know about how an orchestra is written for, like how orchestration is done. I would watch some videos on orchestration and the different parts of an orchestra, how you would typically spread notes throughout different instruments. Because one of the most important things you can do is take a chord and distribute it properly across your violin, viola, cello, bass, trombone, French horn, trumpet, baritone horn, tuba, clarinet, bass clarinet, flute, alto flute, bassoon, English horn. Like you have all these instruments and you need to write things for all of them. You need to spread these chords out amongst all of them in the right way, in the way that's going to distribute it among those timbres most effectively. And then, yeah, the other thing, you need to not write your percussion section like a drum set. Used BandLab. Okay, awesome. Sounds great for BandLab too then. Great. And then, yeah, as far as the drums go, so speaking as a person who was a percussionist in a symphonic orchestra all through high school, drummers don't get to do anything ever. If you hear a drummer, they're playing too loud. Like, literally, anytime I started to get, like, into it and I was playing a part, because there was, like, a really cool snare drum part, my band teacher would be like, hey, cut it out. Yeah, unless you're playing in pits, unless you're playing in, like, a marching band. Then you get to blast it, absolutely. I'm talking about in, like, a symphonic situation, which is what this is. Your drummers need to be dead quiet. But this is sounding sick. Yeah, honestly, like, you are what you need to bring this to the next level, and you said this was a couple months ago. The next level is just learning orchestration, and literally the answer to this is to go to, like, the Petrucci Music Library, imslp.org. I'll put that in the chat. You can get every score ever on there, literally free. Every classical score, so like anything before 1900, is all on there free, totally, like, no strings attached. Every Beethoven symphony, everything. Go look at how Beethoven orchestrated his chords. I'm serious. That's like the answer. Just like I tell you, if you want to mix metal well, you need to go listen to this Periphery record and that Metallica album. If you want to learn to orchestrate orchestra stuff well, go to Beethoven. Go to Mozart. Go to Vivaldi. Like, there's a reason we're still talking about them, because they knew their stuff. So definitely do that. Awesome stuff, Frostbite Crown. Love it. Next up, we got Alice with Sing. Whoa. This is cool. I think I'm being really picky. I would bring those guitars forward a little more. Barp. I like this. I like that we're moving between sections. This is cool. What's happening?
Spatial organizations of agriculture. Thanks to advancements in farming equipment, transportation,
what is this?
Fertilizer.
I don't know what this is, but that was very fun. I liked it. Thank you for that. Next up, we got... That was sick. That sounded cool. Like, I think maybe, if anything, a little more differences in the textural stuff. And again, I'm being picky here because you've already got a solid basis here. This is good. Good riffs, good, pretty solid mixing. Maybe drums were a little loud. Maybe guitars were a little quiet. Key change was fun. Love that. And yeah, maybe just think about having a little more textural changes over the course of the song. Maybe having a synth that comes in one section but not in others, just to change the color over the course of the song, just so we're not looking at one color the whole song. Next up, we have Toe Heaven by Piano. These names, folks. This song reminds me of the time I stubbed my toe. I like that arpeggio. Okay, here's the only thing about that arpeggio. It's being played on a synth right in the same range as your melody. So you have this like, right here, while your melody is also going. Right? It's all sitting on top of each other. So take that cool arpeggio and move it up here. And just like get the instrument out of the way. Yeah, I haven't seen Guy in a while. Gotta love the hay. It's cool. Like I said, it's the only thing is you have instruments fighting each other in that range. But sounded cool. Next up we have Highway Alpha. Okay, it's a Prey song. Furnace, Starved Robotnik. Okay. This is cool. This is on FL Mobile. Like that's. I need to check out FL Mobile and see what it can do. Yeah, vocals are loud as always. This is cool. I think, yeah, like we're saying, the guitars are quiet, the vocals are loud, and I want to say this is impressive that you made this on a mobile app. Like, that at its core is impressive. And any advice I can give you would be from a mixing perspective that, like, probably isn't very helpful when you're working on FL Mobile. So what I can say is this. I need to try FL Mobile so I can give better advice about it. In general, though, I don't know if you're mixing with headphones on, if you're like finishing these tracks with headphones on, but you should be. You should be listening with headphones after you listen to a song that you think is mixed really well. And I do recommend picking a song that's not Friday Night Funkin'. No shade to Friday Night Funkin' composers, and I was just talking about this earlier. You just need to be listening to stuff produced by pros. You just need to hear some of it, just so you can know what the bar actually looks like, where it actually is, all the way up there. Because if you're just listening to your peers, you're not hearing what music can really sound like with like $1 million budget behind it. And even though none of us have $1 million budget, we can at least know what we're aiming for. So yeah, pull up Spotify Top 100, pull up like major label releases in the genre you're trying to create. And here you're doing metal, pull up the Black Album, Metallica, pull up, like I said, Avenged Sevenfold Self-Titled is a good record for me. Periphery, I think, is a lot of killer mixing. Saint Anger, shut up, Tarcero. Yeah, anything Nolly's mixed for sure. But like for FL Mobile, it's impressive. It's cool. Zane the Animator. What? Wait. Wait. Why does this sound like my, why does this sound like my Omori chromatic? Oh, it literally is my song. Guys, I'm so tired. I thought this was too late. It's not. It's broken. What does mine sound like? Guys, I've literally written about 50 Friday Night Funkin' songs. We did the math. There we go. We did the math the other day. I've written 40 or 50 Friday Night Funkin' songs, and I don't know what direction is up anymore. I am a broken man. Okay. Retro RSP. Come rescue me from whatever I was just put through. Vibes, Retro. Good vibes as always. I forget, what are you working? Using a tracker? Using like Fama Tracker or something? Yeah, you're killing it. It sounds so good. You have like a channel where you post these or something? I forget. Yeah, you do. Awesome. Cool. I'm trying to think of what I would recommend for you to do, because you do this very well. You should look into, I forget his name. There's someone who's doing killer NES stuff. Do you know him at all? Oh, he's posting some weird stuff lately, but he had some good NES remixes. Flash of Goodness and Fear of Dark. Yeah, like, just go check out what they're doing. This sounds so good. You got the Fama Tracker thing down. It's killing it. Spacey. Pretty sure you've used this OmniScript. I've never tried OmniScript.
'Cause you're perfect the way you are. Perfect the way you are. You tell me you will never, ever
Yo. This is fun. vocals? Like, what is the source of these vocals? Did you record them? Is this a sample? Is this like a splice vocal thing? What's up? Okay, that was sick. Cool. So first, I want to know where the vocals are from. What's that situation? And second, it's kind of jarring. It's a jarring shift coming from the dancey stuff before into the live metal drums, right? So something you can do there, you can actually just layer in your EDM drums under the live ones. And I do this all the time. You'll hear this in like Hypnosis has just like huge like battery, Native Instruments battery drums underneath. And just all underneath the live drums. So that can like smooth out that transition. But also I feel like we're missing bass when you get to that guitar part.
Didn't know that this would start, 'cause I'm not your downfall. I just might have played a part. So I'm gonna burn my throat and race my heart.
There's the EDM.
Didn't know that this would start.
This is sick. This is so sick.
Your downfall. I just might have played a part.
Sick. I have a feeling that's I forget what her name is, but there's this one female singer who just writes like basically chunks of songs and puts the acapellas on Splice for you to license. There's a good chance that's what that's from, because it sounds like her. I think I've used her voice too, if that's what that is, but I could be totally wrong. So this falls into the category of like, I need to hear you write to a chord progression. It's cool. You've got like cool melodies here, but like, man, the song itself is just like, and just like take some time to listen to some stuff outside of Friday Night Funkin' and learn how bands play stuff. Like learn what a piano part sounds like, write a chord progression, and then write your vocals to it, because you've got the ear to write these cool vocals. You've got the ear to write these cool melodies. I need you to find a chord progression and learn how those chord progressions work, write instrumentals that fit those chord progressions and are played the way people play instrumentals in music, and then write your melodies to hook onto those chord progressions, and you have killer songs right there. Because I can tell you've got good melodies here, and you're putting them over instrumentals that don't feel fully developed. They don't feel fully intentional. You got like good drum programming too. It's just when I know, and someone said I can tell when it's a Friday Night Funkin' song right from the instrumentals. Yeah, because the chord progressions or the instrumental is like, it's like a bass note and a melody note in the chord. They're all in key. That's great, but it's not going anywhere. It has no intention, you know? That's my beef. Nitro Wraith. Have a Nice Death is the name of the song. I love it. You're stuck and want to know how to make it sound more rock metal. This is cool, but yeah, everything feels so. We need to hit this with a mastering limiter. We need to really crush this, you know? Everything's pretty quiet, is what we're hearing. And here's the other thing I'll say is that, like, you've got a good sense for writing riffs, but nothing is in a single key. We're just kind of like all over the place. We're playing notes, and then we're playing other notes, and then we're going to this key, and then we're going to that key. And, like, I think it would really do you some good to remake some songs from scratch by ear. And I think really specifically, like, metal songs, like really riffy thrash metal songs would be very good for you. I would go back to Metallica, maybe some Slayer, Megadeth, whatever it takes to, and any metal bands you're into that you like, spend some time remaking those songs by ear and write out those guitar parts by ear, and so you learn how these pieces fit together. Because right now I've heard a lot of songs from you, and this is the kind of common thread, is it feels like you're trying to speak the language without actually having heard much of it yet, or trying to like learned from people who speak it. That's my recommendation. But again, you've got like the writing there. Now we need to make it louder. We need to put it in the same key, and then we need to hit it with a mastering limiter. It'll be solid. D.MP4, you're up. This is cool. I like this pedal tone in the center saying still while the chords move around it. That's awesome. Here we go. Give me the payoff.
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Oh. Yo, Starbreak, what's up? Yeah, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, D.MP4. Like I was hoping for that payoff, and I got it. You got it. I am a person who loves kick drums that punch me in the face like a sledgehammer. So I would go a little harder with the kick, but you do not have to, and that is such a stylistic, personal thing. Super sick though, super sick. Love it, D.MP4. Really good. It sounds like Rhythm Sprout. So Victini, you should check out a lot more EDM stuff. Rhythm Sprout is like a good overview of a lot of different EDM styles. Definitely look into that. Oh, nice. Pride tuba. Love this atmosphere. This is another one where I can feel that tension, and I know it's going to pay off. Tempo change? I feel a tempo change coming on, too. The rain. Yep. There we go. Here it comes. Yeah. We're losing some of the vocals in those high mid frequencies. I would consider carving those out with an EQ. But it's sick. I would love a little more low frequencies too. Like real sub stuff. This is cool. Cool harmony. Okay, I wasn't sure about it, but it's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. That's so good. Ooh, this is an interesting one. We got some orchestral Cali May.
Another night, another deadline. This old ache on my skin brings the pain back from way back when.
So this is a bendy song Cali
Who am
wrote.
I in this design? Can I speak or am I mad? My hands weren't how they've been back then. You are a stranger in this strange place of mine. No place to run.
So I can tell, obviously,
no place to hide.
You wrote these for a different chord progression, these harmonies, right?
Bring her to me and she will.
I love that you say bring her to me. That's great.
So run now, run as fast you can. They're after you. This large ordered symphony can run now for eternity. Come now, the fun has just began. You never knew this place has its history. It's time you feel our misery.
Okay, I'll check it out, Retro. This is so sick. This is so sick. It's beautiful. What I would say is I bet you need less reverb than you think you do. Because those sustained piano notes are really filling in the space. Whoop. That's the end of it. Oh, okay. Yeah. These are... I can't tell if... Did you drop in the vocals from the full version, the metal version of this? I would record these... I don't know if you're doing this like with my bendy piano song in mind, but like I definitely re-recorded those very differently, right? And even when they get loud, like when they start out, we are in like
Whispering your secrets.
I was literally in like sub ASMR volume levels. I was like, the puddles have awakened. In darkness, you're taking your first steps. Like, I literally can't express how quietly I was recording those vocals. So
I was born to give you meaning.
I recorded those at like there was no waveform when I recorded it, and I boosted up and then compressed it. Hey, Adrian, thank you. Dean ASMR. Dean ASMR, so. But even when it gets louder later.
The daughter of the altar, the power of the beast.
The backing vocals are very quiet. I'm in the foreground belting, the daughter of the altar, and then the backing goes, daughter of the altar. So it's that contrast. Only one person gets to be loud in the middle, right?
Shining hand in hand to conquer, or what is soon to see.
Even here,
The cycle will continue, no matter how you try. You must be.
yeah, these are still very, very quiet. I went very high on notes while whispering. That's just my falsetto. It's just this range, you know? Yeah, you can sing in any range. You can sing in any register. I can belt those notes up really high. I'm not going to now because then my wife will text me. But but I can. You want to be able to hit any of those ranges with any resonance level. But yeah, Callie, I mean, this is sounding gorgeous. Absolutely sick. I want to see what Retro sent in VIP General. Retro's always drawn cool stuff. Where is it? There we go. This is very good. I love the pixel art. What do you do the pixel? Oh, yeah, Ace Sprite, right? Sounding killer, Kelly. I love it. Man, we got like a bunch of like regulars in a row here. We got Salty Banana next. Why did I say banana? Okay, so much bass here. Oh, I got your retro. Yes. Retro, did you just at yourself? This is cool. I love it. I think we're compressing things a little too hard. I can feel the drums pumping with each of those hits. So, something I've been realizing a lot more lately is that your mastering limiter is a really good... It's really good at telling you when your mix isn't ready. Your mastering limiter will start to pump and feel like kind of flubby when you push it too far before you get as loud as you want to. Like, you will not be able to reach the loudness level you want until your mix is ready, until your mix is like perfectly arranged and everything's like shaved down to be totally like level and clean and there's space for everything, and then you can push it up into a really loud mastering limiter. But if you try to do that before your mix is cleaned out and everything's in its right place, it's gonna sound like it's pumping like this. So I've found my mastering limiter is a really good like representation of whether or not I'm done mixing. And I hear a lot of pumping here. It's because there's so much bass frequencies in the kick drum. We got to get those out, and then we'll be able to push this a lot farther forward. This is still cool though. Like, there's a reason I'm not talking about the composition stuff, because it's awesome. This is beautiful. So yeah, specifically, I would, if you can separate the tracks of your drums, I would separate out your kick drum and cut out some low frequencies from it. I love it. I love it. Oh yeah, this is nice. Good composition. Good song. Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, I love it. I love it. Next up, we got... Loud. Okay, I'm gonna give my most said criticism here, which is You need to watch my mixing video. You need to watch my How to Make Music for Friday Night Funkin' video and start learning about chord progressions. And you need to pan stuff out from the center. Yeah, that is my advice there. I'm not hearing enough chord progression wise. And if you are working with a chord progression, that's good. Now you need to transcribe a lot of other songs. And I would go for the really songy Friday Night Funkin' songs if you're going to do Friday Night Funkin' stuff. I mean, I'm talking the original, like, vanilla game stuff, like MILF, Roses, Senpai, any of the mom stuff, any of the Senpai stuff. A lot of the Tankman stuff's pretty tonal. I actually wouldn't recommend Mike Gino music because there's a lot of other stuff going on in there that I wouldn't want someone to pick up right away. But Atsuover's stuff, I mean, any of the Garcello or Annie soundtrack, like that's all really well composed songs. Go transcribe that stuff. And I mean, write it out by ear, every single instrument and vocal line you can hear. Write it all out by ear. Do not use a MIDI. Do not use an FLP that you download. Figure it all out yourself, and you will learn so much in the process. Coffee lemon with campfire. Oh, I'm happy. There's something just like slightly off about some of the notes, but I love the vibe here. This is making me very happy. Okay, that right there. Like, okay, so here's the thing. And like, I feel like I should make a public service announcement whenever I talk about chord progressions. Just never use the 7 chord. Just never, ever, ever use the 7 chord. It sucks. No one knows how to use it. It sucks. I never use it. It sucks. Because you can write gorgeous songs using... And then as soon as we use the 7 chord, it's just bad. Don't use that 7 chord. On the rare occasion. Okay, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about 7th chords. I'm not talking about like a C major 7. That's cool. That's gorgeous. C minor 7. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. You know, C minor 9, flat 5. Cool. But I'm talking about the 7th chord in the scale. Yeah. Like as in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't use this one. 1. That is my only beef in there, Coffee Lemon. Is people keep pointing out my use of the word beef as very funny. I'm sorry. That is my only criticism in there, is just don't use the 7th chord in the scale. In this case, it was a B diminished chord. It just doesn't go anywhere nice. It doesn't have a place in any kind of pop music, in my opinion. You can use diminished chords if you use them with care, and they're especially nice as like secondary diminished chords. Like if we're talking like C and then F, you can do F sharp diminished, and then 5, you know, G chord, G sharp diminished, A minor, and then just don't go ever near the 7th chord in a scale. It's a bad one. That's all I can say about that. Food. I just read a little bit of this description. I know what this title is a reference to as well. The title of this song is, "If man was not meant to savor the flesh of God, then he should not have given them teeth." And this is by Food. This is a quote by our own dear Manases, what did Manny do again to prompt saying this? It was, hang on, I need to find the image he sent me because it was the funniest thing ever. I need to find the picture. There it is. Hang on, you need to see this. In the context of the Wendy's drive-thru meme, the original context of this was we killed an Arceus in our randomizer Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Soul Link Nuzlocke playthrough. We both ran into like level 5 Arceuses and it both killed them. and chat was debating how we just killed God. And Manny's like, look, the game let us. If man was not meant to savor the flesh of God, then he should not have given them teeth. Manny says the hardest, scariest things right off the top of his head, and it's amazing. It was so good. Let's hear the song. Oh, and you're using... Is that my chromatic? Something about it sounds weird. Yo! There's some cool... Okay, there's some really cool composition going on there. Like, I can really appreciate this. This is fun. And yeah, this is meant to be a Manny versus Dean song, but you don't have a Manny chromatic yet, so it's a boyfriend versus Dean song right now. That's okay. Okay, there was a low note in here I didn't agree with, but otherwise this is a cool melody. Right there. I'm hearing like some clashing notes right next to each other. Just check that out at about 30 seconds or just before that. Also, you did this in MuseScore? How did you do this in MuseScore? I don't understand. Can you use chromatics in MuseScore? What? So I think that's why. Polyphone to sound font to MuseScore. That's crazy, man. I want you to check out using a real DAW, though. Like, you should check out Reaper. Just because if you're doing this with MuseScore, I can't wait to hear what you do with the DAW. Yeah, true. 2OP's figured out how to use chromatics in BandLab. And James uses them in GarageBand, so you're right. We got these key changes, but they actually work. I mean, this is sick. The only... This is wild, man. Yeah, I mean, that's sick. That's crazy that you made that in Muse score. What the hell? I would, like I said, just be real careful about some of those clashing notes at the bottom end. I heard around 30 seconds, and I would just do like a quick proofread through the rest of it just to make sure, like, if you can, you might be able to take both your vocal tracks, and I think implode is usually the word in notation software for them, to just like, to compare the, just see if any, you'll see them real quick when you put them on the same staff. You'll just squish the two staves together. You'll see real quick if there's any actual clashing notes with like two notes next to each other. But that sounds sick, like food. That was so awesome. I can't wait to hear that with the Manichromatic when that drops, which will be soon. We're almost done with the mod. We got Tinu. This is pretty cool. I don't mind it. I think that the piano is kind of occupying a lot of the mix. I think you could probably cut a lot of low frequencies out of that piano and you'd have a lot more space for everything else. Just grab a high pass filter and pull it up until you really start to hear the piano part start to disappear, and then back it off a little bit from there. But yeah, it's feeling a little crowded right now, but it's pretty cool. And yeah, the other thing I was going to say is that instrument you're using for the other person's chromatic, it kind of bleeds in note by note. I would at least cut the release time on it down to 0, just so it can be like hard notes one or the other. You don't want them bleeding into each other. Otherwise, that's contributing to that crowded kind of feel. We got Lieutenant Masked.
Show me right or wrong.
Whoa.
All you stupid ones. Give me a better choice. Come where you belong. Raised from it used to be among the best. My pride granted doesn't, now I join the rest. Knife through the brain, my thoughts consume my mind. The lazy kind of life I couldn't survive, cause now the happy's gone away. We went and broke the game.
This is fun.
But someone's gotta take the blame. Stuck in the days and I can't recover, maintain. Oh, what a shame, see. Serving the mainstream, the news in your face. Stock prices failing while we're ways away.
Is this a cover?
Now is the time to all this corporate slaves.
Okay, yeah, this is sick. You're doing a good job. Yeah, Xylex, don't say that. Xylex, have you ever recorded real vocals? Because it's not easy. It's really not. And like this is what vocals sound like, really. Like good performance on this. I think you could like project a little more to get a little more force here. But the only thing, literally the main thing between what this sounds like and what my songs sound like is pitch correction and time correction. Like literally that's it. So yeah, don't be hard on vocals, and people need to, I feel like there's like an Instagram effect of image of like, we all have like a distorted view, just like people have a distorted view of what they should look like because of like Instagram models and stuff. We all have a distorted view of what recorded sound should sound like. And so, like hearing what recorded vocals sound like, it can be surprising if they don't have a ton of autotune and time correction on them. So like this is a well-delivered vocal. It's actually really well mixed too.
The lazy kind of life I couldn't survive, 'cause now the happy's gone away. We went and broke the game.
My recommendation from here is for the notes that you want to sound really on pitch, I would pitch correct them. I would get some like manual tuning going. And then the notes that you don't want on pitch, make it really clear that they're just spoken lines. That's the most important thing. And that's why you'll often hear me go into like a low kind of spoken voice. That's why I'm not like, follow the sound echoing down, follow me into the ground. You know, like I'm not doing that up here. I have a talking voice just for my talking lines. So you'll hear me singing, you know, try to resist the penance call, follow the sound echoing down, follow me into the ground. I'm not saying you need to do like a freaking Cookie Monster voice, but make it really clear when you're not on pitch versus when you're on pitch. But this sounds sick.
Do it how you want it, best for me. I'm free, I'm done with this.
And beyond that, it's just like standard rock mixing stuff. Like, again, drop by here, check out Elemental Mixing and give it a try. But yeah, I would say for the most part, this is in a really good place. I'm impressed. Really solid, Lieutenant Masked. I want to check out what 2OP sent me. Let's take a listen. Is this the file name 2OP? The name of this song is Can a Skeleton Receive the Death Penalty? I think that's the second best song title of the night, behind If God did not want us to eat him, he shouldn't have given us teeth, or whatever Manny said.
Hello fellow human beings of flesh, I'm the OP man. This wasn't going to be my submission initially, but since some people complained about fancy bread having similarities to Megalovania, it is now. Get dunked on. 2.
What's happening? Nyx is in pain. I'm gonna take points off for not changing the chord progression on that part. Like, I know that's technically there's one version of the song where he doesn't change chord progression on that. I think the original like Halloween hack, right? But I don't care. You got to change to the 6th chord there. What's happening? I really appreciate the metric modulation 12/8. Like, that's fun. Oh, we're back to 4? What's happening? gonna die. Wow. Oh, you said don't play the thing in the last 15 seconds? Whoops. That's your YouTube outro? Well, it worked. That was wild. Thank you, 2OP. That's great. Next up, we got Jacob Peterson. It's You Can't Run again. I want to hear if this kicks in. Where's the track? Where's the track? It's so far back. Mix your instrumentals louder, for the love of God. Nix. And that's me with You Can't Run. I like those impacts, but actually make the track that loud. Like make it hit me. This is fun. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I just want the track to like impact. I want it to drive. I want that metal part loud. Bring your guitars up. Don't be afraid to make your instrumentals loud. My instrumentals are loud as hell. We're all still recovering from 2OP's song Power Fresh. Yo, this is fun. That was not in key. Something in there. And just make your stuff loud. Make your drums loud. Don't be afraid. It's cool. It's cool. I want to hear like metal mixing. Listen to some metal. Like Jacob Peterson, do you listen to any like metal? Like real metal bands? Anything outside of Friday Night Funkin', do you listen to metal? I want to know. That was cool, Jacob. I just want to know, do you listen to any metal outside of Friday Night Funkin'? Disturbed? Okay, sick. Cool. I want you to make your stuff sound like Disturbed. Like, I want you to have Disturbed in mind. Literally pull up a Disturbed track and play it while you're mixing. Just go back and forth between your mix and Disturbed and ask, do my drums sound like this? Do my guitars sound like this? If they don't, work on that and do that. Next up is Benchmarking by Jellycats. Now that hit me. Yeah, sounds like a solid Friday Night Funkin' song. Those shakers are a little loud. Or hi-hats, whatever it is. There's the dance. Love it. Am I going to hear a different chord progression? I like the outro. The outro sounded awesome. That was a really cool song, actually. Yeah, this is a great beat. I want to know if there's another chord progression coming anytime. Because we are a minute and a half into it, and I've heard the same chord progression about 18 times already. There's something different. Okay, cool. Cool. The only criticism I have of this Jellycat is that everything feels kind of at the same intensity level the whole time. We have the synth going, and then the bass line, and then our vocals. You know, everything's always at a 10, and I would love a little more contrast in things. And that breakbeat's going the whole time in the background. Like, space it out a little bit. But it's sick. Good stuff, Jellycat. It's Dan. We got a lot of out-of-key stuff, I think. It's hard to tell. Yeah, stuff feels like it's not agreeing on what key we're in. Like, this is fine. You have this going. That's cool. It's the string melody, because here's what's going. This E against this F, it's not feeling good. And then in the guitar, is it like something's clashing? You've got some clashing notes here. You've got, and this is again one of those situations where you've got cool composition, you've got cool rhythms, you've got a cool atmosphere you've created. I can hear where this song wants to go. And it's just got clashing notes that aren't agreeing with each other. So you really need to think about what chord is playing right now. So you figure out, you know, it's C, D, E minor. Each of those chords has only 3 notes, and you should really, really focus on only using the notes in that chord. I will make an exception for if you have a pedal tone, like this E, and you want to hold that in between them. So you get like, this is cool. But you're bringing in this F. And that's not working for me. So mostly get that F natural out of there. But cool composition so far, Dan. It's sounding cool. Okay, this is another one of those ones where, like, I can tell maybe you're working from a chord progression, but your bass line is just like... It's just wandering. We don't have a walking bass, we have a wandering bass. It's like... I would really simplify your bass line, make it more rhythmic. So if you have a chord progression that's like, I don't know, I can't quite tell what your chord progression is. It might be, like... Maybe you make your your bass line. You know, you want to make it rhythmic and simpler and focus on a single thing. you really don't want to be moving around as much as you are. Because the thing is, your vocals want to do the same thing. And when your bass is kind of almost doing it, like, you just have like two people rambling on at the same time, not agreeing with each other in any way. So really only let one of your instruments move at a time in that way. And this is one of those things that just becomes kind of internalized by transcribing songs that you like. Listen to stuff, again, preferably outside of Friday Night Funkin', and just see what the bass does in relation to the chord progression. You'll start to find patterns in there. This is pretty. There we go. Oh, there's that diminished chord. Okay, so this is beautiful. You have beautiful texture here. This melody is nice. And this is where we get into, like, me just recommending that everyone learn music theory, because this this chord progression of 1 to 7, it just... Oh, thank you, Tarcero. Yeah, send it in. So this chord progression of 1 to 7 just doesn't happen in functional harmony. You wouldn't go... It's like driving the wrong way down a one-way street. You might go 7 to 1, but going the other way is going directly counter to what is supposed to happen in functional music theory. And I'm not saying it has to be like this prescriptive thing. I'm just saying there's a reason no, like, big composer ever does this. And it's because going from 1 to 7 like this feels weird. If you want to have this downward motion of, like, what you can do, and this sounds wonderful. This is like the much more clean way to get this sound you're going for, is you do a 1 chord. So this is an F. And then you play a 5 chord in first inversion. So we're going to play a C major chord, but put an E in the bass. So now, check it out. Here's what we had before. And it's fine, but this just grates so much. Now, check this out instead. Here's F. C over E, D minor, right? That is what I recommend. But beautiful texture, beautiful composition. Nice going, EC. Radio, did you send one in? Because all I have is a thing that says, don't pay attention to this, don't pay attention to this. Is that the one you meant to send? Lopo, you are up. Is this by Lopo? Because it also says Radio Rays. This is pretty. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Steven? Oh, that diminished chord. I want to outlaw them. You have vocals for this? I would love to hear it, Lopo. Love this percussion. Lopo, have radio send it over. I'll listen to it later. I'll get my feedback to you. I know, I heard that 7 chord. What chord is it? This is cool. Did the 7th chord work? It was okay, but it would have been better as a 5/7 chord. Not 5/7, 5/6. 5 chord in first inversion. I like that section. Like Lopo, that's a cool change. That's like such a, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, that's such a genuinely unique sounding section. I like that it changes up there, and that's a part that I remember now hearing that song. That's something so many songs are missing, is a section that is memorable about it. Honestly, that's something I felt like No More was kind of missing, and it's probably why it's not one of my best performing songs. Like Hypnosis, when you hear Hypnosis and you hear this sound, like, and Intruder, and Play With Me, like these are all such super specific and recognizable colors. But No More is just it's just a freaking metal song. And it's cool, but it's just a freaking metal song. Like, it just sounds like a metal-ass metal song. And I think that is a reason it's not performing as well as, say, those other 3. Even The One Who Waits starts with that, like, Super Nintendo sound. And Bring Her to Me, to a lesser degree, has the piano thing. Like, it's a signature sound for a song, and more songs need that. And I kind of beefed it by missing that in No More. And I should give some thought to these Halls See All to make sure I am doing that. It opens with that, like, bell thing, but I don't know if that's enough. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to be giving that some thought. Blue Nebula, you are up. We got raw, unfiltered calamity. Let's hear it. Big guitars. I love that bell. I'd love to hear your guitars more integrated with the drums, or vice versa. I'd love to bring your drums forward and glue them into the guitar part a little more. But that is just my personal style with it. I'm not saying this is bad in any way. Just I can hear your drums playing off in a separate room from the guitars, you know? Excuse me. It's sick though. Like it's clear. Everything is clear as day. I can hear everything super clearly. And now that's the part where I would like start pulling things in and packing them tighter. What guitar library is this? Sounds sick. That synth's a little loud. Jupiter, nice. I want to check that one out. It feels like some things are panned left, a lot of the synths. I would just get any of those lead instruments right in your center. Or I might be losing hearing in my right ear, which is also possible. I was having some trouble with it. Oh, it is pan left. Okay, cool. I'm not going crazy. I love that pause and the hit. That's sick. Beautiful. This is so, like I got moments of like the Lord of the Rings soundtrack in there. This is beautiful. Yeah, this is sounding killer, Blue Nebula. What drums are we working with here? You got tired of making it at this point because it'd been a month, so you rushed the end. I know the feeling, Blue Nebula. Been there. Yeah, it's sounding sick, man. That's great. Like I said, the only thing is your drums feel very separate from the rest of it. But really, like, everything in there is crystal clear. Really sick. Awesome. Awesome stuff, everyone. I am going to call it there. I will say, I know we didn't get to a lot of people. I hope I got to all the members and stuff. If I'm almost positive I did. It looks... Oh, I missed... Hang on. I'm just quick reading through. I missed one. Excelsis, the Cave of Sorrows. Oh, and Adrian. Wow, yeah, I missed both of you. I'm sorry. Yep. Oh, yeah, and Tarcero. Okay, cool. We'll do those three, and then we'll wrap it up. We're just vibing on one chord here. We going anywhere? Oh, there's something. Okay. This is another one of those things where we've got cool texture, but I'm missing a chord progression. Oh, there it is. It's so hard to tell. I'm having trouble following it. Okay, this is better. Thank you, Tisso. Yeah, next, exactly. I feel like this song simultaneously doesn't know what it wants to do, but knows what it wants to do. Yeah. And maybe that's the goal. Okay. First and foremost, this song suffers from no restitis in that every instrument is just playing non-stop notes every single beat of the song we're going to keep playing. Like, it just keeps going and going. You gotta have some space in your songs, folks. You gotta let your instruments breathe. They need to breathe or they'll die. So, especially when people write songs for like saxophone and wind instruments and they leave no rests, I'm like, you have literally killed these people. You know that, right? People need air. People fuel these instruments with air. They're dead now. That's what happened. So, like, and apply that to all your instruments because people need to breathe. So leave some space. But also, yeah, it felt like just when I thought there wasn't a chord progression going on, there would start to be one, and then there wasn't again. And I think I was having trouble telling where one thing started and one thing ended because, again, there was just nonstop notes. So that's the biggest thing. Let people breathe. Don't kill your instruments. Don't kill your instrument players. Food, I believe you. I know you wrote that. I wasn't specifically mentioning you when I mentioned saxophones. I'm sorry. I want to hear a little bit of what Radio sent with vocals. Lopo's song.
I paid the consequences for that.
I love your voice, Lopo. It's great.
Because of you, you just care so much for me. Come on,
You're in GarageBand too, right?
feeling good, keep it up now. Can't waste time now. Let's play some games before the circus. Feeling down, well, that's down.
I would love to hear what you can do if you checked out Reaper, which is free to download. I would definitely check it out. Get Reaper, get Vital, get Complete Start, the free Native Instruments pack, and use it in Reaper. And like, man, oh, you're on iPad. Wow. Okay. Wow. Sounds really good.
Come on, let's play. Strap on tight, my friends. We're about to roll.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Victini. I know there's like a couple out of tune notes, but it's so good.
And I'm not
I need to show you all what I sound like before tuning, because I mean, you heard it on the acoustic stream. Like, it wasn't perfect, right? Most people don't sing in perfect auto-tuned, perfect tuning.
myself from falling down
I love this hook. This chorus is great.
in this car.
I want to hear that chorus again. I was talking through it. I'm sorry.
Up on a roller coaster, and I'm never ever going back down. 'Cause I'm high up in my emotions, and I couldn't bring myself from falling down.
It sounds great, Lopo. It sounds so good. I'm so glad I listened to that. That melody is so fun and catchy. I love it. We're going to listen to... Who was the other sub I missed? Adrian. This is Metal Song by Adrian Mello. That's going to be stuck in my head, Lopo. Thank you for that. I love it. Yeah, this is sick. Chuggy, I like it. Good riffs. Drums are quiet. That's all I gotta say. Like, don't be afraid to make your drums loud, folks. Metal drums are big, huge sounding stuff. I mean, listen to No More. I can only play my own songs because it's stream, but like if you listen to any modern metal stuff, the drums are louder than the guitars half the time. Like they're huge sounding. That's my recommendation here. Crank those drums. And awesome, Random 896. I'm glad that helped. Let me hear what Tarcero sent me. This is a Tarcero Lugar song called I Want to Remove My Intestines. I think you were having like some tummy trouble when you wrote this, as I remember. Like this title wasn't completely unprompted. This is such like punk guitar tone, like such Green Day tone. You've got your guitars and bass glued in a nice way though. If anything... Bloopers, did you say where are you? That's Blink-182. And this song doesn't even sound like that Blink-182 song. If anything, it's like First Date or Rock Show or something. Where are you? So Tarcero, I know this is like a long time ago, but my criticism on this is you're flattening your drums with your compressor. I want to hear the impact, the transients of those initial drum hits. So use a longer attack on the compressor you're throwing on your drums. Long attack, short release, or like mid-range attack, 20 milliseconds or something. And it'll lighten up on the amount you're hitting it with. But it sounds sick. It sounds so good. Oh, Dust sent me a picture. I missed this earlier. I'm sorry, Dust. Thank you, Space Dust. We always love Dust art. So good. Amazing. Okay. So I am oh, and Radio sent a song. I want to hear it real quick. I'll go back for your bass solo, Tarcero. Do I know this? The melody sounds catchy. I like it. Yeah, I mean, Radio, you've got it. This is melody stuff for sure. I need to hear it in the context of the instrumental you're playing it over, but like melody wise, yeah, it's not too late. It's it sounds like Discharge. Not in like a you're copying it way, but like that's the vibe I got from it with those nice like anticipated hits. It sounded sick. I want to hear Tarcero's solo again. Bass solo, here we go. Great bass solo. I mean, kill it. I don't know if you did this, but I would, when mixing that, I would actually cut the bass there and move it to a separate track that was processed a little differently for more high-end range stuff. And then let it just kind of drop back into the original track when you go back to the bass part. What was the meme origin of that? Oh, it was the...
Hey, I'm longest solo ever.
This was Victini's meme version of my...
Hey, I'm longest solo ever, and your Friday Night Funkin' music sucks.
Honorable mention for one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I need to find it because it's so funny. Davy's Lego animation. That's what I'm looking for. Do you know where that is? I think he sent it to me. Hang on. Manny! It's in art showcase somewhere? Hang on, I just need to show this because it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Here it is, here it is.
Hey.
It's so good. It's so damn good.
Hey, I'm longest solo ever, and your Friday Night Funkin' music sucks. Friday Night Funkin' music sucks.
This is my favorite video ever, and I'm just dropping it in chat because it's so goddamn funny. And it only has 400 views, and it's genuinely the funniest thing.
Hey, I'm longest solo ever, and your Friday Night Funkin' music sucks.
I love that he has a longest solo ever Lego minifig. Like, what on earth? And a boyfriend one, too. Like, come on. Dude is amazing. It's so good. Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out. This was an amazing feedback stream as always. We're gonna wrap it up there. I know I didn't get to a lot of non-members stuff, and yeah, we had an insane amount of submissions. I will, and I'll post this when I post the next feedback stream. If you submitted something this month and you weren't on it, I will prioritize your videos on the next month. Okay. And of course, members are guaranteed a spot in as well. Thank you all so much for hanging. Oh, Manny, we listened to a song called, we had a song submission called, I need to find it. The song was called, "If man was not meant to savor the flesh of God, then he should not have given them teeth." It's very good. Oh, there are screenshots in VIP General that I need to show. Hang on. Oh yeah, we've got the Manny quote on screen, of course. Naturally. Black Vengeance wrote, join Quick Start Music, you can kill God. If this doesn't make you want to get Quick Start Music, I don't know what will. That's very good. Thank you. Thank you all so much. That's wonderful. Have a wonderful evening. You're all absolutely fantastic. Thank you for hanging out, and I will see you later. Bye-bye. Thanks to Nyx the Shield for stopping by, too. You rock. I'll see you later. Oh, and go enjoy Tarcero's